So, folks, we got very little time here, folks. Don Matrick is going to siege us in any time now. This is very, very important. I get this out in my investigations of the Black Scorpion. We're in a lot of trouble here. Okay, so I am going to try to create peace in our time. We are going to try a peace in our time. Uh, the battle robots and the Black Scorpion, they're not going to get us. I am going to negotiate peace treaty within the next episode or two. Folks, in my investigations, I believe the Black Scorpion is a man of genius. That is my investigation conclusions. He's a man of genius. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. And he's got someday there will be whole societies to the Black Scorpion. He is an amazing man. What? I don't understand. Wait, did I just hear somebody snicker? Don't you snicker. He's a great man, okay? Okay, so, I gotta get things together here. I gotta get everything together. My diplomatic dippy. I gotta get my diplomatic briefcase here and prepare to go to the UN here and talk with Don Matrick, okay? Folks, we don't want to be turned into connects, okay? Goodbye. Hey, this is Frater SH, and this is Frater versus Retro. And we are going to be playing Space Harrier 2. This is, it has been most of the show we've been playing like Action 52. So to play something that's actually like decent like this is actually unbelievable. Like Space Harrier 2 was a game I had Space Harrier 2 relatively early, when I got my Sega Genesis, and I think I got it like for Christmas or something, and it was just such an awesome game. I mean, it was it had awesome sound, awesome graphics. Claims it's from 1988, but you could pick the levels. It even had voices and stuff. It was I think it really showed off the 16-bit graphics pretty well, compared to like the NES. It was a good one to show what the Nintendo could do. I mean, it wasn't F-Zero or something like that. We didn't have that ability, but it was a good game. It was just, but I'll admit to you, yeah, it's not easy. Mainly it's because it's really hard to have a sense of what's heading towards you. It's very random. Sometimes your brain can only like intercept this stuff in such a way, that you really don't see games made like this anymore, and it's probably mainly because there's just I don't think this kind of game works. It doesn't give the player a lot of time to react to what the enemy is throwing at you. Like it literally, sometimes you have like 2 seconds to a second or two to and I find that last fireball right there that boss shoots at you is almost pinpoint, meaning it almost nails you instantly. So you really got to watch it.
And it's not to say the game's impossible. I'm sure there's people beating it. I don't think I beat it, but there are certain games that while like nobody talks about anymore, but the reality is for the time they were acceptable. They were acceptable for showing off you know different new graphic systems and experimenting and stuff. I mean, it's not a lot to say. It's just and it's not a goofy game. The voices are funny, like when the guy dies and stuff is funny. But for the most part, there isn't a lot to say. About the game. It's. I mean, it's just it's cool for what it is, but I wouldn't say it's like a really good game. Like if I really like rated it, I wouldn't say it's like it's very skill based because I don't think it gives you enough time to really react to you know it's almost that's why I say it's more luck, it's more RNG than it is like anything else. Enemy. That's kind of creepy how the enemy just comes right up to you, kind of staring at you, and that this level is pretty trippy. With the way it looks and stuff. Like top to bottom, it's kind of hypnotizing. The Masonic checkerboards and stuff. It's kind of weird. Well, I think that's about it. Apparently Mr. Gregory Peck, he's got a thing going on to try to negotiate some kind of peace or something. I don't know. I forgot what he said. Well, we'll be there. Well, well, folks, you heard what's going on. I mean, by the way, Space Harrier 2 was really a lot of fun. It was just nice to play a good retro game for once instead of a whole year of Action 52. So, Frater, the Don Metric, there's an invasion force of security robots. I don't think we can hold them off for very long. Oh no! I got the Gatling gun. I don't know how we have a Gatling gun, but then there's a lot of guns in Cracked, Ohio, so nothing's a surprise. Yeah, we're in a lot of bahooey here. We're in a lot of trouble here. Um, apparently, yeah, and Gregory Peck is apparently going to negotiate peace for us. That's right. I got my briefcase here. I got my suit, and I am going to negotiate peace. I am going to be the Neville Chamberlain of our time. I am going to do it. Neville Chamberlain. I hate to alert you, Gregory, but Neville Chamberlain did not create peace in our time. He actually was kind of bamboozled by you know who. Yeah, that's right. We can't say the name because of YouTube. Because apparently, if you say a name, it assumes that you're saying it in support of that. You make an anti video. Okay, so Gregory, this is some wild stuff. Oh, good luck to you, man. I thank you, my dear friends. And we can do this. We can get peace in our time. And here I go. He's going out there. The security. We're right now in a ceasefire, folks. We had a heck of a battle here just a few moments here. Well, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I mean, Peter Graves, let's talk about this. Well, as you folks know, last episode, it was a major blitzkrieg against. Well, you gotta watch what you say. Remember? Oh no, you telling us we've been demonetized? I wouldn't put money on that we've been monetized at all. Okay, so that's actually really funny. That's actually very funny. Um, yeah. I don't know if there's a lot of streamers out there that can possibly say what to do if you ever get attacked by security robots and for your show. Has your show ever been just attacked by security robots? And I think that answer is an astounding no. No, this is some big stuff, and but Gregory Peck, I don't know. But Frater, maybe it's time we kind of talk about some things. I've been doing investigations of this black scorpion. Yeah, I know. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that there's all these investigations into him. Like I even think Gregory was doing an investigation into him, but not talking to me about it, and not talking to anybody. Well, actually, he interrogated me about the night when I went over there and I started talking to Mandarin. Well, I don't know what's going on with him. He's not the same guy I knew all those years ago, before I went for that portal with you, Pukuppy. He's not the same guy. He's very conniving. He's very villainous. Yeah, he is very villainous. I'm having a hard time remembering what the year before, what he was like. It's because, Gregory, there's something very wrong with this dimension or this matrix, whatever you want to call it. And this guy is clearly not the guy we knew. Okay, so we we got to really tread carefully. He's doing this whole peace treaty thing, which we got to give him the benefit of the doubt of. But I don't know if we can keep going with the show the way it's going. Because you got this guy who's trying to take over the show every dang second. I think I have to rebrand. Oh no. Oh no. Well, you have to do what you have to do. Well, look, you rebrand with me. Well, of course I have to rebrand with you, Pukuppy Adams. You're part of you're staple of the show. You're a mascot of the show. You're a novelty. You need a novelty. It's what the people know the Frater versus Retro show to be. It's Frater H. Pukuppy Adams, but of course, the others, that's up to debate. I believe it can be other people. Okay, so like to recap, yeah, we kind of got blown to high heaven the other day, and that's something I never thought would happen with the show. Like I think that the aim of most creators is that they really, with your show, you really don't want battle robots to be attacking it during a major show. We're getting the end of the road here. We're actually playing like two worlds. We're really making some astounding progress with actually trying to end the show decently and stuff like that. Me and Pukuppy Adams, we went through that portal. That was really some major stuff, guys. I mean, I really don't know what to say. I mean, we gotta get through this. Yes. I'm sorry not to have got memories of what happened the year before. I'm still trying to figure it out. I must ask the question. There is apparently something that has happened. Can you explain it? From the future. I know Gregory would never allow this, but well, it's because I think he's just trying to keep the show being as sterile as possible, and he doesn't want me to insert anything to do with the future. what happens is in the future is a guy named Dark Milo came back. See, what happened was you and Gregory Peck were trying to escape this dimension that we were in because everyone was talking backwards and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was, what happened with me is I was burned out. I was having one of my issues, and I was a hermit on a Catholic monastery on an island. And so you guys were trying to get me to get some kind of help, and I was dealing with my own issues. So what ended up essentially happening was is what essentially happened was is um yeah, kind of got your tongue. Well, I can feel it in. Well, basically, they brought back Dark Milo. Oh my, this Dark Milo man sounds very frightening. He's really stupid. He's very arrogant. He's an excellent gamer. Always was an excellent gamer because I trained him. So, you know, so really what it comes down to it was, I trained him, and they brought him back because he was the one that brought us all to this strange dimension of some kind. And he brought in this Mr. Pennypacker. I don't know what it is when you say that name. Like I don't know who this person is, but there's something deep in my bones that, like, it's like a fear, like I've known this person all my life, and yet I've never seen him. I Because he's basically the programmer of this dimension. It's very scary. And there's a phone call. I don't know what it is. Oh, okay. Hello. You guys need to shut up. Okay. Okay. Click. What was that? Oh, I don't know. What was that? It was just some telemarketer on the phone telling you to shut up? That's not a very good sales pitch. Uh, I don't know. They didn't even say what their name was, and it was just a person with a very funny voice telling me to shut up. That's fascinating. But yeah, so basically what ended up happening, Peter Graves, and what I'm gonna flat out tell you, and it's not easy for me to tell you. You were killed by a Snuggle-Wumpus. I was killed by a Sesame Street character. That's not the way a thespian like myself should go. Well, it really shouldn't. It shouldn't ever be your goal to be killed by a Snuggle-Wumpus. Okay, so then of course we Gregory yeah, well, sadly what happened was is that you know, there was these other two characters named Billy and Glenn, and who have their own show too in the future, and they basically overthrew Dark Milo and won their show back from him because I had given the show to very show to Dark Milo because I didn't care anymore. But now, those guys had basically won back the show. So, ugh. So basically, he went crazy. Milo went crazy. He was going to destroy the whole world. So we are all acting in fast action to try to stop him. You know, you have this Pennypacker guy. He was basically attacking, and then what ended up happening was um, Gregory Peck took a capital destroyer ship and smashed it right into Dark Milo's ship. It was like something out of Star Wars or something. I don't know. And that, of course, he died in the crash. Of course, that was the end of him. So basically, you're literally talking to ghosts, pretty much. Yeah. Well, me and Pookuppy Adams escaped through a portal. Yeah, he wasn't gonna really leave that island with the monastery, but I convinced him. He kind of went with me. Yeah, I kind of went. You know what? This isn't the way to go. This isn't the way to end things. So I just went with him, and we jumped into a portal, and And then my memory of everything just goes blank. And then I found myself back here, and I at least very initially thought, that this was it. I did it. Me and Pugapi Adams won, and we we're back home. But apparently you're not home. It's no. Oh no, this has been nothing short of a circus. Well, folks, we're tomorrow we're gonna see the results of the peace treaty. I don't know. So see you then. We'll play a game. Okay, we are doing commentary on Two Worlds. This is a game that is quite fascinating, quite disappointing, and at the same time, there is an element of some proper RPG in it. It's got some very funny voiceovers and stuff, and I think as far as comedy, oh yeah, I mean it's definitely good. I mean, this game is so goofy, it's so silly. Yeah, it's definitely very very. It takes itself very seriously, but it's got some very kind of funky kind of voiceovers. Like this is basically the PC version, and you need to understand. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the history of this game. Like at the time, I had I had Oblivion for the Xbox 360. I had Oblivion, and I had Fable 2. But this game kind of came out of nowhere, and then it was sort of like that was the first time I really like had a game that was kind of disappointing for my system, because it hyped itself to being so much of this and that, and then really no, it was a game that was fairly disappointing in itself. And um I'm just setting things up here to get things just right. And um well, I mean, it's like I said, I think it's, there's times where I actually like it, and then but then I can see, it promised too much out of itself and hyped itself up too much. Yeah, this is a this game's a weird one. Like I don't know, Frater, is his anatomy all right with his arms? His arms seem a little stubby. I don't know. I mean, usually they say, a head is like 3 arms in length, so maybe he's okay. Well, oh wait, you can actually like you can actually adjust how long his arms are. So yeah, I guess if you wanted to straighten him out, there you go. He's like Stretch Armstrong or something. He's Inspector Gadget. Didn't you have an Inspector Gadget toy? Yeah, I had one, and that toy was awesome. I thought that was some of the most awesome toys back then. Uh, because you can stretch. Well, okay, now we got this cutscene used to make me laugh so hard, because at one point his sister falls off the horse, and he says, "But it is just a flesh wound," and I couldn't even believe that he would say that. Although nowadays I don't find that line funny at all, because everybody says it. Like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound, a Monty Python, ha ha, it's just a flesh wound," and it's like, dude, the more you say something, the less funny it gets. It's so much better when like I actually love that. I always like to. I even said to someone once that, like, when it comes to Monty Python, I'll like purposely like find the sketches that nobody talks about, because there's so many they did in the time they did that show, that like, nobody even talks about nudge nudge anymore, like nudge nudge wink wink, say no more. They don't even say that anymore. I mean, I think I come up with all kinds of the different sketches all the time. Nobody ever mentions, but oh no, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail is the only thing people like quote anymore of it. It's I almost gonna argue, it's almost a forgotten show in a weird way. Like not because of the movie. Show this guy. He's just kind of coming out, and he's like, Where's my shish? Where's my side piece? What? Well, there was a lot of incest back then, Frater. Well, if it's an incest couple, they'll end up having a little Ewok for a child. I used to say that. Several months later, and this is funny too, because like we're not making any progress here. We keep cutting at the grass here. This Skype, it keeps going through the grass. And then here's bald-headed chief man. I'm a man. I'm a man of pride here, but my farming tools don't work. I'm coming into town. Gonna see what there is. Coming into town. See what there is and what there is to do. And here's David Icke. Here's David Icke. Here's David Icke. That's right. My name is David Icke. Nobody mentions David Icke anymore. I have a couple of his books. He was kind of wild. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Now wait a minute. People couldn't read back. That's a good point. Most people are illiterate. They would be like, "What the hell does this say?" I don't know. There is no such thing as grade school. I'm struggling to figure it all out. My face is struggling with this. I think all our faces are struggling with this. It's like hi, my name's Mr. Big Body. My name is Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth. Mr. Bucket. Oh, like all their bodies are bigger in their heads, and they did try to do some things to kind of polish the PC up a little more, over time, but it's still kind of there. You can still see all the sort of the problems they had with the animations and stuff. And the voiceovers, you could clearly tell they didn't probably have like they may have had just local actors, maybe at best, to do voiceover work for the game. And that's right. My name's David Icke, and you gotta go into this building, and you gotta do the thing. You gotta go in. You gotta just do the thing. You gotta do your thing. Okay, so yeah, we're going into this like now this place. I'm gonna let you know this place does not look that bad because this is the PC version. When I played this on console, when I played this on Xbox 360, it looked like PlayStation 1, guys. Oh no. Yeah, and, I had like Oblivion, which was in a beautiful game, and it didn't look like this, guys. It looked a lot worse. Like it looked janky and degraded, and and it had like fog behind that gate. There was like a fog behind that gate and stuff, and oh yeah, it was a mess. It was a real freaking mess, dude. Um, and like I was kind of like kind of playing around with this, going like, this is not Oblivion on steroids. And there was like back in the day, I remember like some fanboys that were like, they would get mad at you if you made fun of this because they were like really believing this was actually a really competent RPG. And I would say if it wasn't for the graphics, I would say it's fairly good. I mean, it has got some good RPG systems going on. I will say that to you, but I'm just saying is don't just understand that this is this is a, this is kind of weird, dude. I mean, it's kind of a it's just a kind of a gothic ripoff, you know. It's I don't know. I don't blame anyone for ripping on it though. But you know I'm just but I will definitely tell you I mean I kind of like it in a way, but I just don't know. But it's a good game the stream though cuz it's like something if you want to rip on, you know, but then you got something decent under the hood that's at least an RPG and yeah, I mean, well, at least you know you got that. I mean, but this is a strange game, isn't it? It's a strange game, but you know, the real I think some of it runs better on PC because that's what it was originally made for. But here's a little known fact about the console version. Whems I told you Two Worlds on console is the only console game to ever exist where you can actually open up the console and you can basically hack the game and do anything you want. Well, how, really? Yeah, yeah. It's not like you're thinking, oh, you mean a cheat menu? No, on PC, you open up a console, and then you can kind of just type in any kind of variables to change things in the world. Like you know, like there's so much of this, so much of that. I mean, I literally could make my own camp and town in the middle of nowhere. I can make my own town just by spawning things to appear. Yeah, you could actually end up crashing the game with that, but there was times I could actually make a dragon actually appear in the middle of a city. Yeah, it wouldn't attack anybody, but it would, you know, it would be something to fight and stuff, you know, and that was kind of fun. And yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you could see some things where they really had a heart for the game and they were trying to do some things, but you know, I mean, at least it's on like Action 52, but you know, again, it's I'm sure there are people like that. They go, I have this idea. I got this idea of the perfect RPG video game. And then when they start to do it and they realize, well, holy crap, making a video game's hard. And it's like, yeah, it's really hard. It's very hard stuff. It takes a lot of experience, you know, and if what you don't know, you better go out and find someone who can. You know, don't go to some college and say, "Oh, who's your latest graduates?" You know, because they may have some experience from working in that class, but if you think that they're going to make the next Skyrim, yeah, I don't think they're ready to do that yet. They're going to need to, you know, they're going to need to start small and work their way up. So the problem I had is like I always wanted to get into some kind of game development, but then the problem is my ADHD doesn't give me the the patience to sit there and code. Like I remember was watching someone showing how to do like C++, and I was like, you know, I'm like a part of me is like this is awesome, and at the same time another part of me is like this is boring. I don't got any patience for this, and then that was just the way it was. It was like it was sort of like there was sometimes I would try to ignore that voice in a way, but it was like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, if a car could have a conscience and it realizes, yeah, I would love to go on a road trip, but I don't have any gas. It's kind of the way it is. Like, you know, that's the problem when you're not getting enough neurons to your brain. You know, it's tough. But back to this game, I feel like they're like, you know, I started the review, started the playthrough being kind of rough on it, and I am. You know, I like when the camera pans on. Yeah, yeah, right there. Yeah, when you have the camera pan on his face, he's all cross-eyed and kind of weird. And hey, my name is Mr. Bubbles. and I'm on a quest. I'm on a quest to find my sister. And that was just, and it's not their fault. They were trying. They're trying to make a really cool open world RPG. Kind of their own version of Gothic. You gotta give them credit for that. But it just is what it is. It's not ever something's gonna like improve. It's But the good news is on PC, it is much more friendly towards mouse and towards using a mouse and a controller. Actually, for example, there's all this stuff you can do to make potions and using alchemy and the ingredients. That seems I never when I had the console version, I never understood that, but but when I was playing this and making this footage, I was kind of going, "Hey, oh, okay, now I get it. That's really cool, And I think they were trying, but yeah, yeah. But the thing is goofy. It's a very strange game. I like I said, I think the PC version's a lot better. But you need to remember when I played this on console, and it was a lot more broken on console than it was on PC. PC they were at least able to keep patching it, but thing about this, guys. Imagine you need to understand the developers of this game actually physically apologized for this game. They actually physically apologized for it because it wasn't it wasn't, the game just had problems. Now, here's my favorite part when you talk to this guy, because he looks like Pook Up Yams. Oh, yeah, I, as village elder, that mean we want to bring you in the baby and you would not return to the village. Oh, well, I should back there to pray? Oh, no, good morning, left, they asked for you. Oh, people, tell me more. Swiftly now. Warriors, hard ones, not very friendly. One of them stayed to await your return. Oh, ha! Frater, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think this is going to sync up well. So it's going to no, I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Where I come from, no one pays unless forced to. No, what name, Thalmor? We honor good work. Pierre, I have much to learn of Thalmont. Would you return with me? No, but that stuff, stranger. He should have been here a long time ago. Mayhap, a friend of yours? No, but he was something which I searched for a long time ago. Pray to me, friend, exactly where I can find him. He's in the south of the village. Marilogic, many refused. Let's see. Since Skeleton rule without more being a fire and going things have gone bad. Every village is isolated now. Could you be why I hired me? Then I didn't go. Skeleton, the leader of the ruling house, concerned himself with these rebels. He learned to solve our own problems. I saw no patrols on the roads. The guards are raid the rebels, hold their gargoyle, gain power, and his Garga plans all over the mountains. Oh man, do you not fear the orcs? I have never seen an orc in my life. Grab the maintenance, or the mining and the skeleton house men are the worst. The bandits, but in the work in the mines, and they think you're at the odds with the rebels. Who are the rebels? Older Gargar was the ruler of Thalmor, but in eating the King Emery ordered him to hand over his skeleton horse. 5 years ago that was. We all fought yet seen the last of it, but then he returned again. I think Pookapi Adams ran out of cash. Oh, Pook Uppy Adams. That's that inhale voice. He can't do it for very long moments of time. This is a lot of text. Oh, poor guy. He's now out on the floor. Oh, he tried his best, Frater. And this is a game he's looked forward to for many years, hasn't it? Yeah, it is. We've all waited a long time for this. Why do you got your torch out? It's like broad daylight. That's a good question, actually. It's swing and a miss, swing and a miss. And now and go hunt some wolves and stuff. And don't get me wrong. I think I kind of like some of the combat a little bit. It's kind of strange. That guy just killed all those wolves. Well, then we can take the ingredients from it. Yeah, and I think some of that could actually be used with some of the ingredients. Okay, and kind of walking around, singing a song, side by side. Walking. I just go. Oh no! This guy just kind of like died. Oh no! Oh no! Well, that means that there's probably like a gang up ahead, and gonna have to take them out, man. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Boy. So, yeah, so there's like a lot of different things to level up. There's um all kinds of magic. There's all kinds of everything in this game. And it's not perfect. Well, of course, sometimes it was very deeply flawed, but this is a much more patched version, so it's just not as bad. I actually think this is not that bad of a game, really. So, okay. We're gonna be making fun of, we're gonna be making fun of a lot of things. So, what the heck was that? I don't know. Yeah, I'll say like those monuments there where you can get resurrected there and stuff. Trust me, you'll get used to seeing those things a lot, because you'll get clobbered a lot, especially in the early days of being low leveled and stuff. Okay, and now we're fighting these bandits, and you pretty much just gotta kind of pick at them and stuff, and but you gotta watch it, because like at first, like you can't take a lot, so you gotta kind of draw these guys out a little bit. Kind of draw them out a little bit, and draw them out, and you shoot fireballs at them and stuff, and then I think, are you putting down traps or something? I think I was, actually. I had never tried that before, so I was kind of like, yeah, I got some of these traps, so I might try that. Of course, if you think about it, the advantage of fighting them right by the monument, you wouldn't have to worry about dying. Yeah, just keep getting resurrected at the same spot over and over. Uh, yeah, I mean, look, I'll say it too. If I had to say a more positive things, this game has a lot of dialogue. I mean, there's by the third by our last playthrough, there should be a point where there's like tons of dialogue. There's like this one elder you're gonna meet in his home, this prophet, and he'll just tell you the history of everything. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And I actually think probably whoever this guy was, he was probably like some kind of local community actor or something, like a little local theater actor or something, because I thought the way he delivered his lines was pretty good and stuff like that, but a lot of stuff, a lot of the voiceovers and stuff you can kind of tell, sometimes not all of it's like, you know, super professional, but it's not that bad. But I think like with the PC version, like I was making progress with it as far as the main story. What are you doing? Like kicking dirt in the air? Yeah, this is one of the few games where you can actually kick dirt in the enemy's face. That is so innovative. I mean, most wouldn't even think of doing that. Like sort of like what's the point of that? But it's like, well, you can fight dirty. You know, Usually what I do is I'll shoot fireballs at them, and that'll help to weaken them down, and then I can kind of pick them off and stuff. Actually, it's good too because it helps to kind of gain experience with with magic, fire magic. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the thing too is like the thing this game does well. It does also armor very well, and it does like swords and weapons really well. And you can just keep you can really get overpowered over time. But I like the monument because it really kind of cheat. Yeah, it kind of is a cheat in a way, and I know like some people when they're making these games, they're like, "Well, you can't do that. It's considered kind of overpowered. It's considered kind of overpowered. It's kind of considered cheating." Did you ever think that maybe that's considered actually fun? What I didn't consider it is actually fun. I didn't. Actually, it's fun. Yeah, yeah, it's actually kind of fun. Players actually like to just have fun, and like, oh, but it's actually, I don't know, it's not how I intend the player to play. Well, that's not possible to dictate to the player how they should. Every single one needs to play like this. They just figure things out on their own. So again, there's this like alchemy brew, and you can, there's not. I don't. I haven't really run into any like really good detailed tutorials on it. Within the game itself. I mean, of course, if you have Google, you can find out anything. But you can mix stuff together. And that's cool. Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, so continue on. We got those guys taken care of. Well, that's what you gotta do. Yeah, just gotta chip away at them. Your inventory is full. I always hate when that happens. So, whoa. So one feature that is really pretty cool in this game is beware be aware that the longer it takes you to be in an area that used to have enemies, that by nighttime their ghosts will haunt the area that uh, where they were once were. So so as a result, you'll be like trying to clean up an area where you took out a couple guys, and you need to understand that the spirits of the creatures the monsters you just fought are now going to be in the area you just cleaned up. So you just be aware of that. That's actually, I've never seen a game actually do that before. So again, this game had its moments where it actually um, did stuff. It actually okay. And trying to get this item. Found some armor that looks like it may be something better. There we go. Wow, that's a big old gem. Yeah, a big old gem. That's good, something to sell. But the thing is neat too is sometimes you'll be talking. Oh boy. Oh, you'll be talking to somebody and understand the cutscenes are all open ended, meaning the cutscenes are when you talk to somebody, it doesn't go to some other dimension where you're just talking to that person. Meaning, like, if a bunch of monsters are following behind you and you go up and start talking to an NPC, those monsters are still behind you, but they won't attack you. But you'll actually see them fighting the other villagers around you, and it's actually really funny. It's really funny, but yeah, you would think they're like hitting you and stuff, and it's like no, actually they actually stopped targeting you, but they stopped targeting you, but um they stopped targeting you, but they'll start attacking the other villagers around you, and it's didn't you say like if you attack someone in town, like the entire village comes after you, and not just that, but the entire village forever stays locked onto you, meaning that you're now banned from that village, meaning they will attack you on sight. Now, there's now somebody would believe it or not, somebody could say someone kind of exposed this, although it's not easy. There was a method to actually beat the game within like 3 minutes. What? How you do that? Well, there's a villain called Gundahar, and he's actually the last boss. Although initially, when you meet him, he's just a messenger, but he actually becomes the end boss. Meaning, basically, he's gonna have you do his dirty work to become the last boss. So, so basically, what ends up happening is there was a method to get him stuck when you like before you initiate the cutscene. There was an area you can be at, and you can shoot arrows at where he is, and he wouldn't be able to really figure out his AI to figure out where you are. So as a result, you know, you could just slowly pick him off, and yeah, you can basically finish the game. That's it's wow, that's some neat stuff right there. Yeah, that's it's neat. And you just died. And then that can happen. This game is hard, especially you gotta just get better at getting more armor, weapons, and leveling up and getting the right skills. And it, there was a time, really before like Elder Scrolls and stuff that, like, yeah, I see now there's like all just like ghosts right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's from that area I just cleared. So really in reality, you got to clear an area about twice to fully clear that area, which is kind of neat. But the only downside of this game is that actually it is actually physically possible to actually kill everything in the world, and everything will be gone, meaning nothing respawns. Well, that's not good. Well, that's not good. But that makes it. That means that just that there it's a big world as it is. It was a very big and ambitious world when they made this game. So starting to go and started to go down, go into this town here.
Carter Clan, huh?
There's a lot of factions actually. I've never really gotten into it because I never took this game very seriously, and it's here's an oh boy. Hi, I'm Mr. Littlehead. I'm Mr. Moogummy Adams here. I'm here to save your world. He does. He's guy in a crash helmet. He's Mr. Crash Helmet here. How's your Providence doing? Uh, um, um, uh, I don't know. What am I doing here, Mr. Tab is here. Mr. Tack is shaka.
Commander of the Brotherhood outpost told me that the walls are prepared to attack us.
Any new tidings about the rebels?
Well, our rebels attacked the tax collectors, but where all the gold goes, no one knows.
One of the excavations. There are no gods if such a place exists. And the small children wielding an axe the whole day long. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Farewell. Bye bye.
Oh, Frater, what the heck?
The graphics are really kind of weird sometimes. It's hard to take it seriously. One point in time, I used to sit and laugh at this game all the time. The old shows, the 2010 shows, I talked about this game a couple times, and it's silly. But some people, of course, some people really hate this game. I mean, they really do. Okay, indeed, a small problem. I want to show. So this guy actually looks normal. Not this guy. My guy looks absolutely silly. His eyes are kind of goofy and almost cross-eyed looking. And I like how he's not. You can tell like the characters aren't really making eye contact with you. They're just sort of like looking out into the middle of nowhere. Yeah, yeah. It's Two Worlds is so weird. My name is Jimmy Bojangles. Johnny Bojangles. Johnny Bojangles. How much is my share? Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's tons of content in this game. Tons of RPG content, and quests. It's just you got to deal with the fact that you know character models can be a little weird, especially when they're talking to our NPCs. Literally to really suspend belief better. It's better if you get your guy a good helmet that covers his face, covers his like cross-eyed look. It used to look a lot worse on the Xbox 360, though. I mean, it's you can kind of see it here, but you need to understand that it's a little better on here, just a little. So yeah, and we're going to be pretty much heading south.
Heading down to the Southlands, huh?
Yeah. So I have to admit, like, there's just some games like you get comfortable with their user interfaces, and then when you start playing a different game, it's kind of like wearing someone else's clothes or something. It's kind of weird. It's just it doesn't feel right.
So, you just,
Also another thing is a lot of times your main character will just like he'll comment about things like say it's raining. It's like he'll say drip drip drop. Like strange. It's just like little comments. Hi, my name's Mr. Pumpkinhead. Hi, my name's Pumpkinhead. My body's even bigger in this scene than the last scene. I'm here to really give you a good sale on pumpkins. Because my head's a pumpkin. I'm a man of my expertise. I'm Mr. Pumpkinhead. I'm Mr. Pumpkin. Are they rebel rubers?
they helped us on occasion. Perhaps the washing was not the intent to do so. Thank some gods who were coming on. And farewell. I'll talk to the bartender. Hey, this is the province. Dangerous across the dwarven border. They hang every miracle on their lands.
Well, they're really pissed off dwarves.
Commentary in video games really tires you out, doesn't it?
It does, and it's like, trying to keep constantly come up with things to talk about. As I get older, it gets harder. It's just with my condition and stuff. It's like, ugh. Sometimes it comes to me, and sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I use a lot. I try to record a lot, and then use that as like backup if I have to. If I'm just too tired. Some of the NPCs, like, look, some of them don't look that bad. Some of them don't look bad. They look normal. But then every once in a while you get a real weird one where his like body is his head looks too small or something.
Yeah, that's a big problem with this game. It's just kind of inconsistent.
It is really kind of inconsistent.
And what's that guy doing? He's just walking around them and stuff.
The AI actually, kind of does its own thing. It's kind of cool, and actually, in a way, I think it has kind of radiant AI. I have actually think I've gone into a dungeon and seen another NPC down there just kind of hunting and doing their own little thing, and it was a very ambitious game. It's kind of like they were going, well, Bethesda's doing this, well, we're gonna do it better. Well, you know,
Hi, my name's Mr. Big Hood. I have a very big hood. Very big, big hood.
yeah, that's a big hood. And oh, just going through my inventory. Just I think I'm about ready to sell some stuff and probably maybe pick up some arrows and stuff. Oh boy. So you're just looking for all the prices and yeah, looking through like you know, just trying to sell, get a lot of gold and you know, do the thing and the thing, you know. Yeah, do the thing and the thing. That's just what we do on these shows, folks. It's a thing and a thing. So, really, what I should do is sell that art, that leather. But I like that hood on it. So I used to almost ignore the armor and just stick with the hood. I thought the hood actually looked cool, but nah, you gotta get a hood for this, just to yeah, you gotta get a hood just to yeah. You know, I mean, you gotta get the armor just so you have better defense. Although I will be honest, like the character in the your main character in the MP on the PC, I could tell where they tried to improve him quite a bit. There was a point where he looked absolutely weird. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. This game. I hate to say this, but oh no, you're gonna say it, aren't you? My ADHD can't stand this. I can't stand this like footage of just playing around on the in the inventory screen. Like it's driving me insane. It's like, what am I supposed to say? Like I know it's like there's nothing funny about it. There's nothing funny about it. Like, okay, I'm taking this short sword and I might sell it. Oh, guess he was. I'm not going to sell it. Ha ha ha. It's so boring. It's so boring. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, and I would fast forward for the footage, but then the commentary won't like match up right. You remember when we were doing Witcher 2 and Witcher 1 and 2? We were doing that when and there was like some menus that the guy we were watching, he was just like we were doing a react of it and it was just so boring because the guy would be like at a menu for the longest time trying to level things up and all that and it was so boring. You know, and I remember it was the audience, in my opinion, was lucky because at the time, well, why you got the game paused? I don't know why I got the game paused. I don't know. Something was going on at the time. I mean, I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit here, man. It doesn't matter if this matches up or not. We're not really talking about the game right now. We're just trying to get through this, you know. More menus. Oh boy, Frater. You know the footage is. You know we're only got 10 minutes, left, so yeah, we only got like 10 minutes left, and then I'm not going to use any kind of filler, Well, of course, that doesn't mean this might become filler, and I'll do it too. We don't really have like an audience, so we can kind of get away with it. Oh, stranger. Hi, my name is Crash Helmet Pete. I brother of many interests all over the country, and Thalmon is no exception. Wow, Frater, yeah, I know the commentary isn't going to match up with what we're commentating over. Yeah, because we had to skip over this one section. It was like getting too slow, and I don't even know if this is matching up right now, so I don't really care. But you know, you're getting to where pretty. Yeah, you're gonna be talking to Gundahor, 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 Eh, and that's when really you start doing quests for him, and that's some kind of wild, weird, crazy kind of stuff. More menus. Yeah, I know. So let's see. I think before I talk to him, I'll go ahead and just battle some more stuff and try to, level up a little more, you know. Yeah, right now I was just like playing around with controls and trying to get comfortable with certain things. I was going to do this for like 3 shows, so I was kind of like, try to actually. Sure, you were just using keyboard and mouse. Yeah, you had to, because this game has no controller functionality for PC. It's not bad with PC as far as using mouse and keyboard. It's just not what I prefer. I just like a controller. I always have. I mean, it's okay if it's like just a mouse game, a game where you just use the mouse and stuff, and it's like, that's not bad. Frater, 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 look out, look out, look out, look out. Yeah, I kind of swung at him. Oh man, oh here he comes. He's pissed, dude. Yeah, and also if he hits you, it's like one hit kill. So see what some people did, and I mentioned it earlier. Is some people do rock out. Is that you can see the explosions right behind me. He's like, "Come back here, come back here right now. You don't swing at me and do that. I'm coming right around the corner here. Come back here." Wow, he shot me right through the rock. Well, you just keep coming back to that monument. Yeah, exactly. The only problem is you have to watch out because he could end up like permanently targeting you, and that basically means that you're kind of locked out of the game. You can keep screwing around or whatever, but yeah, I think what that guy did is you know what, and also it might have been an early version of the game, because this game is like extremely, extremely glitchy and messed up. So But basically, what it is you walk over to Gundahor. Yeah, Frater, you keep saying Gundahor. Gun Gundam Whore. Yeah, I keep saying Gundam Whore. I mean, come on. Come on. Yeah. And then you're talking to Mr. Gandalf here, and you can buy like potions and different spells and stuff. And and that's the thing is, like if you want to take a shot at somebody, just understand that like the game kind of like auto saves when it does that. So it kind of does. So you could actually screw up your game, and like I've literally had a whole village be angry at me, and it's like there's no way to tell them to please stop trying to kill me. And you'll get resurrected. They'll come right back after you, and it's not like Oblivion and Skyrim where like you know you do that and it's like it's instant forgiveness. So now I'm going back to fighting more orcs. And these guys are fun. This is where you can like level up and stuff. And so Gundahor, he's gone. Gundahor. What's his name? Gundahar. Gundahar. Yeah, Gundahar. We keep calling him Gundahor. And there he is. He's back. I can actually talk to him now. You're not an easy man to follow. It took us months to find you. Hold on. Who are you?
My name's Gandahar. The message you received was from me.
I came to Thomas as a reader. Why are you so cautious?
My masters tell me everything. I'm only a messenger.
That's a weird voice. So your name is Gundahor here. Gundahor. I'm taking we can't make that part of a YouTube title. Yeah, that would be funny. Two worlds in the search for Gundahor. So then he's gonna send you to his masters, but he kind of warns you that they're using you and you're only useful while they need you and that kind of thing. It's kind of like one of those kinds of things. So get to raise some skills, get some strength up. This session's just about over. And then let's see what skills to get up here. You can actually raise swimming. Swimming doesn't even really. Swimming in this game is not very good. It's, it's not much to really raise up. Yeah, it's not. There's not really much to raise up with that skill. So, you can raise like your horse skill, and I'll let you know. This game is sort of renowned for its very bad horse. Okay, the horse in this game, I haven't unlocked it yet. I will unlock the horse. The horse is sort of infamous. There was actually a YouTube video called Jerry the Horse, which was very infamous. You should like include that. I mean, it's very old though. Yeah, it is very old. I mean that video probably goes back to the early days of YouTube. This game's nostalgic to me. It's very nostalgic. It's just a very strange game though. I mean, it's so getting all that gold and yeah, getting all that gold and and he's starting to head towards like there's a city off in the background there. This game actually did some things where, like even Oblivion really could like you didn't have to go for a loading screen to enter a city. You like in towns and stuff and you could actually even enter buildings without any kind of like um separate loading screens like Oblivion. Which was very revolutionary. But of course, the cost of it was is that it was very janky and looked terrible. The interiors looked terrible because you didn't have the memory to, you didn't have that extra memory to be able to handle those kinds of things. And so yeah, well, run away, run away. Yeah, just run and gun. Of course, now my guy has a bow now, so that kind of helps. Starting to pick at him with my bow here. Frater, you kind of have like no health. Yeah, it looked like I didn't have any health there. But like I said, there isn't a lot of like risk in this. Like pretty much no risk because you can just like resurrect at one of those res stones basically, and that's it. It's fairly easy stuff. Well, pretty much getting to the end of the video here. Well, we'll see you next show, guys, and we'll be doing more of Two Worlds and closing off the year. And then by the last show there will be the season finale. Maybe who knows what we'll play. See you guys.